Morning, everybody. We're here at 5th Avenue doing training today with our friend, Mr. Larry Utterback, Movement Mortgage. So everybody say hi.
Hi.
Hi. So today we're going to talk about pretty much becoming a pro at Facebook Live. Larry's going to take us through training, and he's going to basically kind of
make everybody Facebook Live pros.
There you go. So
that's what it's about.
I'll let Larry get started here.
Awesome. Thanks, Kev. Good morning, guys. Thanks for being here this morning. We're gonna kind of go at a little 30,000 foot. Not get too super granular because it doesn't need to be super granular. The point is just understanding what it does, how to access it, how easy it is, and how beneficial it is to actually try it and use it in your business model as you're promoting your business and creating your brand. So yeah, we're just gonna jump right in here. So why should we use Facebook Live, right? I mean, that's probably a question that you're asking, and I will endeavor to answer that. I will endeavor to answer that as soon as my slide advances. There we go. Awesome. So why go Facebook Live? You know, I know it can be a little exhausting, especially if you're not used to using technology, all the different kind of technology platforms that are out there. You've got Instagram, you've got Snapchat, you've got Facebook, you've got Pinterest, you've got all these things you've probably heard about, okay? The good thing is a lot of people are hanging out on Facebook, and it's still really a super viable platform. I would imagine that most of you guys have Facebook, a Facebook account. You probably have Facebook on your phone that you check in with your family and friends and you use for business, probably more so at this point than maybe even using Instagram or Snapchat or any of the others. And that's fine. Facebook is a great platform to get rolling. But I know you can kind of get burned out a little bit on all these live video type platforms and apps. But again, don't worry about the rest of them. Facebook Live is totally worth including in your online strategy. Is there anybody that's in here that's used Facebook Live at this point?
Yeah.
Anybody use Facebook? Okay, a couple of you guys have used Facebook Live. Awesome. Okay. Well, it's free, right? I mean, you'd agree with that, right? They don't charge you for that. It's easy. Just push a button, and if you can push a button and talk, you can use Facebook Live. So again, it's a very simple, easy, authentic platform to build relationships and to educate your followers, your clients, potential clients, so yeah, let's dig deeper into that and what that looks like. Okay, so going live uses Facebook's social power. What does that mean? Facebook's social power. Well, again, if you're a Facebook user, when somebody sends you friend requests or comments on a post or tags you in a post or something like that, you get notified, right? And that's all kind of part of it. Oh wow, somebody's talking about me. Somebody mentioned me. Someone included me in a post or a picture. Well, it uses that. Facebook Live uses Facebook's social power to connect people. So the nice thing about Facebook Live is when you start a video, people will get notified that you're in a video, okay, that you're doing a video, and users can invite other people to watch Facebook Live videos with them. So it's kind of cool. It can kind of go viral, right? You can kind of share that stuff, and people will kind of jump on your site and watch those videos. Okay. Facebook reactions and comments to engage whoever is live streaming. They have emojis, and they have you can do thumbs up. You can write little comments. Hey, that's awesome. Like Kevin said, he was doing his video, and friends were leaning in and saying, hey, this is awesome, great job. So it's pretty common. Okay, and that's really what we're after, right? Regardless of whether you're using Facebook Live or whether you're just using regular Facebook or any of our other social media platforms, is we want engagement. Okay, that's the key to this thing is engagement. You want not only you're just not putting stuff out there to say, well, hey, I made a post. Okay, the point is you're really trying to get people to engage with you. Especially when you're using it for your real estate business and you're trying to develop a relationship with potential clients. You want to put things out there that they find interesting, and then they may have more questions about and want to reach back out to you. Okay, so it's just a form of engagement. You're trying to get them to respond. You're trying to get them to ask a question, to ask for more information, what have you. Okay, So that's good. All right. Another reason to consider going live on Facebook is because Facebook is favoring live. How many of you have heard about Facebook's algorithms? Okay. Anybody heard about the algorithms of Facebook? Okay.
Yep.
Facebook changes their algorithms constantly, I should say, to increase engagement, right? I mean, it's just like anything else. Something works for a little while, and then they see engagement start dropping off. So they change an algorithm that will favor one thing or another. If you kind of reel back Facebook's history, at one point it was just primarily texts, just text things. People would write things. Okay, what's your status update? Okay, and at one point, Facebook said, okay, we've got to do something more to get people engaged. So they said, let's make it so you can put pictures in there. Okay, so you could put all of a sudden pictures. You could use pictures in there. And people would put pictures of their families and their dogs and what they had for dinner and what they were doing and where they were fishing and all that kind of stuff. Okay, and that increased engagement. The next iteration then now of Facebook from regular pictures was just video. Just hey, put a video on. So Facebook then started favoring video. So if you put a video on, it was more likely that your particular post with video would be seen more than somebody who just had a picture or just text in their post. Okay. Now the current final iteration, at least at this point, of Facebook's algorithm favors live video, okay, because they realize that people are engaging with live video. So if you do live video, your feed is your post is going to be put on more news feeds, and it's going to get more traction and more engagement. More people are going to see it. Okay. The myth out there is that once you post something, everybody in your friend network sees it. Okay, and again, their algorithm basically makes that not true. If you're posting and people are engaging with you, more people are going to see your post because of your posts because of that, as opposed to just the fact that you have 1,000 friends. All 1,000 friends are not going to see your post. Okay, it's because you're posting and people are engaging with you. Now Facebook is going to start pushing your posts and putting them out a little bit more into your friend network. Okay, and so with Facebook Live, they're actually favoring that. So if you do Facebook Live, that sort of moves you up, and you get a little bit more engagement. Okay. If you guys have any questions as I go along here, don't hesitate to raise your hand. We'll chat. Okay. Another reason to consider going live on Facebook is it's super easy. Okay. Most of you are already on Facebook, which means you've downloaded the app, you've got it on your computer, you've got it on your phone. You don't have to learn a new program, you don't have to buy any new software. I mean, literally all you need is this right here, your cell phone. Okay, that's just like Kevin's doing right now, just on a cell phone, and it's being broadcast into our group. Okay, so if you can push a button and talk, you can live stream on Facebook. So by the time we get done talking here today, you're going to see how easy it is to get started, and how it can help build your brand, create trust, and grow your business. Okay, I always say those are the 3 pillars of growing your business. No matter what business you're in, you want people to know you, like you, and trust you. Okay, if you can build off of that pyramid, people are going to want to do business with you. Okay, and if any one of those 3 are missing, that pyramid won't stand, and it won't lead to business. So this is very helpful to creating, to being known, liked, and trusted. Okay, so who's ready to get started on Facebook, learning about Facebook Live? Okay, and when I do that, when I raise my hand, you guys can raise your hands too. That's okay. Okay. I mean, gravity is I know different in different places, but we can do
Gives us strength.
Exactly. Again, people like video, right? I mean, let's get into that. It's hard to create the value that your audience responds to video, right? It's hard to recreate that. Okay, people have been proven to respond to video. Social media already generates 1,200% more shares than posts with images or texts. Social video, I should say. So the verdict is in. People enjoy interacting with video. I know for myself, I'm more interested when I see a video. Okay, if I see a video, especially if it's educational. Okay, if it's something that I'm interested in, like for instance, if I wanted to buy a property, I would be interested in what a realtor has to say about a particular neighborhood, or what I might do to prepare myself to buy. Again, there's a lot of things that can be talked about that will offer value to a potential client base that will help them help you, really, because you'll kind of be laying the groundwork for them with some information that gets them prepared, so that when they call you, they've already kind of thought through some of these things. Maybe they need financing. Maybe you've talked to them about reaching out to a lender. Maybe again they've got a home to sell, and maybe they want you to come look at it for a potential listing. Maybe you've talked to them a little bit about in your videos about how to prepare your home to be listed. So again, you can really help yourself by educating them as well. Okay, live video takes your engagement up a notch. Okay, more so than pre-recorded video. Okay, according to Facebook, people spend 3 times as long watching live videos as they do pre-recorded videos. So that's very important. That's a very legit stat. You can watch a pre-recorded video and whatever you kind of just punch out. I don't know if that's just me or most people. But when it comes to live video, I kind of like to see where it's going, right? I kind of like to see what's going to happen, and maybe it's that, hey, if he's walking, I want to see if he runs into a sign and doesn't see it, or I want to see if he trips, or I don't know if it's that sort of weird reality show thing that we have going on, but I always just kind of I just stick into a live video, okay? So are you guys convinced enough yet that we need to be doing live videos in our business?
Absolutely.
Okay, absolutely. We really should be, okay? And again, they're super easy, and that's what we're here to learn about today, okay? So let's talk about where you can actually go live on Facebook, all right? Pretty simple stuff, okay? Number 1 is your personal profile, okay? The first place you can go is on your personal profile. It's a great place to practice, right? And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But just be aware that it's against Facebook's terms of service for you to use your personal profile for commerce. And we'll talk more about that, right? So you guys kind of know what I mean there. Your personal profile on Facebook is where you share mostly personal content, right? That's kind of what that's all about. Family, kids, food, vacations, hobbies, things like that, okay? It's okay to occasionally share business-related content, like listings or something like that. Just remember the 80-20 rule when it comes to what you share on social media. On your personal profile, keep it 80% personal and only 20% business. Okay, that way it doesn't raise any red flags and you won't have any issues. Okay, and plus people won't check out of your personal profile because all you do is post about business. Okay, I definitely know that there's a lot of people that I'm friends with on Facebook, that are in this business and they post all the time on their personal page, and I'm like, do you have a dog? I mean, do you like to fish? Do you live in Naples? What do you do? It's all about business. It's like, and it gets boring, right? And what people do, people check out. Okay, every time I see that person's name or those people, their name come up, I'm just like, I just keep going,
But you even just hit that unfollow.
Exactly. How many people did that during, the election season? Yeah, I unfollowed a lot. But I think we all did, because it's just like, oh, dude, I just need a break from it, And it's the same thing when it comes to sharing too much business stuff on your personal page. It gets to be too much at times. Okay. So your personal profile is a great place to get started with Facebook Live, to get your feet wet and build your confidence before going live. If you were, like, let's say at an open house, or you've got some sort of event going on that you wanted to do something on your business page. Okay. We can talk more about that later. I just want to get all the places that you can post out there first, okay? So speaking of your business page, that's another option. You can go live here as well, and really this is the suggested place to go live for business-focused conversations, okay? So we don't get tossed in jail by the Facebook police. Again, here the 80-20 rule can be reversed, okay? 80% business and 20% personal on your personal page. That kind of makes sense, okay? And that's really kind of where I recommend going. So, how do you go live on your business page? Yes, sir.
So, what's the cost of the business page?
What's the cost?
Yeah.
There's no cost to your business page. You can create a business page just like you create your personal page. The only cost that you would incur through your business page is if you wanted to boost a post, they say, which basically is just, again, there's a whole another module of Facebook that we can talk about, some other time, and really kind of dig into building influence through social media. My market leader, Jonathan Garrick, teaches that class. I think he taught it here a couple months ago. It's killer class, but literally he talks about all aspects of social media, including what it means to boost a post. It's kind of like you're kind of like paying for an ad, so it's going to more people's. You can kind of specify, hey, I want to target first-time home buyers that live in this zip code, and that are renting and have whatever, that are renters or something, and it'll say, okay, it'll say, well, there's 7,000 people in your area, and you can basically buy an ad, a number of impressions per day, but that's really the only cost to doing a business page, is if you wanted to boost it. But otherwise, you can just create it and then send out invites for people to join it, or you can ask people to join your page, and then you build up kind of your following there.
Yeah, consider your business page. It's basically like Larry said, it's a free service, but in order to advertise, to campaign, to say, hey, check this out, to get that out to bigger audience, you're going to basically pay for that. We do that for lead capture, things like that on our, using our Facebook page. So basically, you can get out there and you can do so much advertising, but when you really want to start hitting those bigger audiences, doing your advertising, doing your campaigns, ads, things, those are something where then your cost starts coming in. It's still relatively cheap.
It's very expensive. I mean, it really is. I mean, you could spend $25 a week and catch thousands of people.
Yep. But you could, for example, target people, let's say in Chicago or in New York, let's say sellers, home sellers in Chicago or New York, retirement age. In other words, you could put some parameters and boom.
Yep, and then and so if you were doing, let's say you were doing a pre-recorded video talking about how to prepare your home to sell, tips for a quick home sale, let's say, and you wanted to target potential listing clients in New York. Literally, that's what you do. You boost that boost that post, and you'd say, I want it to go to people in New York in this zip code or whatever, and boom, it would appear on their Facebook page.
One thing Larry will normally hit on most of these trainings would be the type of content that you're actually providing in these videos or on your Facebook, something like community reviews, business reviews, and especially if you want to bring in referrals from out of town. Sherry Stein, who teaches the Fast Track to Success class at Mabor, she used to work for Berkshire Hathaway, and she did this amazing video. I mean, it probably cost her some money. Well, did cost her some money, but she used it to advertise to out-of-country clients, and she said she picked up quite a few listings that way. So the market that you can hit is almost unlimited, but it's just a matter of how much you're looking to spend to actually make that happen.
Yeah. The beauty is that you can direct it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can drill it right down to.
Thank you.
It's pretty cool. So, how do you go live on your business page? Well, if you're on your app or on your laptop, it's a little different, but it's just as easy either way. Okay, you'll see on this display here that there's a big red button that says Start a Live Video. Okay, in the business I used to be in, we would call that a clue, and that's what you would click on to start the live video. Right, 3, 2, 1, boom, you're live. So that's pretty easy. Okay. You can also go live on a Facebook group, okay? Just like Kev is live on our Waterfront group here. Yep. You could go live on the Waterfront group if you got a new listing you wanted to share with the other agents, or if there's other groups in the community that you're involved in. Maybe you've got your church has a group, or maybe there's a bunch of you're part of a retirees association and they've got a group, or there's a bazillion different groups in and around Naples. In Southwest Florida. You can also create an interest list, which you may just say, okay, anything related to real estate, I'm going to create an interest list, and you can add your contacts in Facebook. You can add your friends, if you will, to this interest group, and then you could literally just click on that interest group, and it would send out whatever your post is. It would just send it out to them. So it's almost kind of like having a group, separate set aside group, but you really don't have a formal group, maybe like the Waterfront group, if that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. So if you're not a member of those groups, I highly recommend you become one. You may even want to start your own community page, right? If you can't find a group, or even if you can, maybe there's a farm area that you work, and you can create a community page for that farm area. and invite everybody that lives there to be a part of it. And then you can post videos, you know, and educational things on there. Okay. So just remember, if you go live in a group and it's a private or a closed group, then you're only going to reach members of that group. That's very important. Okay. So if you're putting it in a group, it's only going to go to the members of that group. You're not going to reach the public, the masses of people that are getting on Facebook. Okay, but again, there could be a reason, and that could be entirely appropriate and the best place for that video. So it just depends what you want to do. Okay. So how do you go live in a group page? Again, it's pretty much the same as your personal page. You just click on the live video button like you would on your profile page, and 3, 2, 1, boom, you're live. Told you it was easy. I mean, there's really not a lot of rocket science here.
Larry, before you leave that page,
okay, I already did.
If anybody isn't familiar with Lab Coat Agents, I just want to say this is a fantastic group to become a part of. This is almost 60 to 70,000 members in the Facebook community of real estate agents. If you are not a part of this, go. It's almost, I would think of it as a mandatory thing that you need in your real estate career. There's so much strategizing, brainstorming, and masterminding on this group that it would be a shame if you miss out. So anybody watching or anybody in this room, join this group, do it. You will not regret it. I will promise you that right now.
Yeah. I'm glad that we put this this particular slide in because it is hugely important, and you know that could be worth the price of admission just to do that today.
Yes.
Okay. Because you'll pick up so much stuff in that particular group.
Thanks, Larry.
Yeah. Can I go now?
Go ahead,
okay,
please.
All right.
Continue.
So, how to go live? Let's talk about going live on Facebook and going live mobile, right? Because that's the way most people are going to go live. That's how most of us are going to go live is just on our mobile device of some nature. All right. So, how do we do that? Well, number one, you got to go live on Facebook on your mobile device. You got to have downloaded the Facebook app on your device. Okay, so I'm just going to, by a show of hands, I'm going to say, does everybody have Facebook Live on their phone? Facebook on their phone. I'm sorry. Everybody have Facebook on their phone? Yes. Everybody. Okay, good deal. All right, so we won't have to spend a lot of time there, but if you don't have Facebook on your phone, you can go to your app store and just click on the respective icon and download it and open it. It'll put the Facebook app on your phone, and then you just have to sign in with your username and password for that. Okay. So once you've downloaded that and you're on Facebook, the Facebook mobile app, okay, there's just a few steps to going live. Number one, at the top of the news feed, okay, you can see that Facebook puts in there what's on your mind, right? It asks you, hey, you know, what's going on? Okay, tell us something. Okay, the first thing you want to do is click there, and it's going to expand the list of options below. You can see that photo, tag your friends, feeling, activity, check-in, or at the bottom you see that where that second red arrow, it says live video. Okay, so you just click on that live video icon. All right. Once you do that, you'll be given some options for privacy setting. Okay, and again, it depends on what you want to do and how you want it, where you want the video to go. You can choose public, private, public, friends accept, only me, and any of the other interest lists that I mentioned earlier. You know, people who you selected previously who have a shared interest, maybe a community or industry, past clients, right? I mean, you could. If you're friending your clients, you know, maybe your buyer clients, you could add them automatically to a buyer interest group. You could put your seller clients in a seller interest group. You know, the number of groups that you could have is pretty much unlimited. First-time home buyers, snowbirds, New York listing clients, etc. Okay, and it just makes it easier than to shoot videos as opposed to, you know, linking every single one, you know, or just sending it out to the masses. Okay, if you're posting for your real estate business and brand, you'll probably want to make most of your videos public, so you get maximum reach. Right, that makes sense. Okay, if you're posting as yourself, you know, personal, you may want to just reserve your broadcast for friends. Okay, so you can send it to that particular group. Okay. Now, I told you I was going to show you how we can test it out first. You see where it says only me on that pull down list? Okay, it's the last one there. Okay, if you're new to Facebook Live and you want to test it out, or you want to see what something's going to look like, right? And it's like, what am I? You know, is the light in my eyes? And the better do. Okay, you can set the privacy setting to only me. That way, only you will see it. Okay, which is kind of cool. All right. Now, just remember, the only me setting is only available on your personal page. Okay, your Facebook personal profile. Okay, your business page, groups, like if you're going to do something and want to do some waterfront group, or event pages, things like that, they don't have privacy settings as an option. Okay, so you're only going to see those in your personal. All right. So, although we're not live yet, the reason being is because Facebook wants us to write a description. I don't know if you heard Kevin talking about that earlier before he got started. He's like, I got to write a description. It's going to be difficult because my phone is sideways. And I'm like, well, whole thing could go sideways, so it might work out well. All right. So the compelling description. Why do we want to write a compelling description? All right. Because again, it's like a headline. Okay. We want people to be interested in what you're about to do, what your Facebook Live broadcast is about to be. Okay. So if we want people to tune in, it makes sense that we write like an attention-grabbing headline to get them to understand what your broadcast is going to be about. You might do something like, check out this open house, check out this new listing, real estate questions answered, okay? A how-to, you could literally do a how-to on anything, how to find a real estate agent, and you could just say, call me, end the video. That'd be kind of a short video, but you know what I'm saying. You could literally do anything like that. Once you have your headline, then the final step is to just go live, right? Click go live. You can see that down there in that blue bar. Click go live, okay? You'll see a countdown that says 3, 2, 1, and you're live, okay? Now, once you're live and it's being broadcast to the public, okay, if that's your privacy setting, the people who follow you are going to get a notification that you are live, and then it'll show up in their news feed, okay? And there's a bit of a delay, right? Facebook figured out that they really don't want people going live, okay? They've got people monitoring a lot of that stuff because, some things that happen, some bad things that happen, and so they want to make sure that they can try to avoid, anything that's inappropriate or shocking or anything like that being broadcast on Facebook Live. So there's always a little bit of delay. So you might see it pop up on your feed, your news feed. Have you ever seen anybody pop up in your feed where it says, so-and-so is going live now? Have you seen that? Okay. Literally that's what it means. Really, the person's already live, okay, but there's a little bit of delay in there, and then once that delay time has passed, then it'll actually show up on your phone live if you click into it. Did you have something?
Actually, I do, but so, when you're interacting with users, and we'll probably talk about this in a second, but is that right away live? So you'll be seeing that, because even though there's that short delay, still we'll see that right away?
You'll absolutely see the users engage, okay? But again, it's not going to appear on their phone in that precise millisecond that you push the start live video button, okay? And they do that just as kind of a community protection, to make sure that, again, you're not live streaming somebody.
And to censor too.
You're right. Yeah, exactly. Just to give them. But I mean, they do that on broadcast TV, right? I mean, there's always a 5-second or 10, depending on what it is. There's a delay so that, again, if just something weird happens, they can try to catch it before it actually gets broadcast out. Okay. But yes, you'll see people engage. You'll see people on your feed talking about responding. It's just they're seeing it a little bit of a delay. Okay, so what do you do next? What do you do next? Okay, well, you have a conversation. It's simple, right? You just have a conversation. Just talk to like you're talking to a friend. Okay, you interact with viewers and commenters. That's a really hard word to say. During your live broadcast, be sure to keep your viewers engaged, right? Encourage them to interact with your live video by calling your name, okay? If you can see the screen, which I would not be able to, so that would, unless I have my glasses on and I was really close to it. But if you can see the screen, you'll see people's names pop up. Hey George, awesome job. Hey Mike, that's fantastic. Love the door, love the house, love the color. Blah blah blah, and you can always call back to them. Hey Mike, thanks for the comment. I love the color in this place too. It just, again, it's that instant engagement that people are attracted to, and that's what makes Facebook Live so unique, because you can do that. Okay. People are going to be using emojis, right? Also, I mean, they may put a thumbs up, or they may put a heart or something like that. Okay, and they may even have some questions. They may even type in a question for you. Hey, how many square foot in that house, or something like that. And you can say, hey, Mike, it's 2,500 square feet, or whatever. So you like instantly you can provide that feedback and close that loop. So it's so cool. Okay, and the more interaction you have like that, it's also going to increase your ranking in other news feeds, right? So all of a sudden it's going to start going out and popping up in other people's news feeds that you, if it's a public or you're in your friends or whatever, they're going to see that. Okay. So that's really cool, okay? So where can you see the comments? Okay, you can look at that graphic right up there under that video, or under that that picture up there, and you can see the comments are right below the picture of the video. Okay. Now keep in mind they appear in reverse chronological order. Okay, like on Twitter. So the earlier ones may be farther down. Okay, so they're all going to kind of scroll like this, scroll downward. All right. So remember, you can also, if necessary, block viewers in the live broadcast by tapping the profile picture next to a viewer's comment and then tapping block. If for some reason you've got somebody making inappropriate comments or something, you do have the ability to do that. Okay, you just tap it and block them. And then you can also previously unblock somebody. Okay, that you can unblock somebody that you previously blocked. So you're not like sending them to Facebook dungeon forever and ever. Okay. Now, there's going to be some best practices we're going to talk about and things we want to do ahead of time to prepare for our broadcast so we can make sure to deliver a good experience for our viewers, right? I mean, it always takes a little bit of thought. Whenever I do one, I always have to think about, all right, what am I going to do? And I kind of go through this little checklist here in my mind, okay? So keep this in mind too. When you're first starting out, you're probably not going to get a lot of viewers, okay? Like I told Kev, if I did one, whatever, I'd probably get, my mom and my wife, and that would be probably it. All right, but again, you wouldn't get a lot of viewers starting out because they're not used to you broadcasting live yet. Okay, and they're going to need to get used to seeing you broadcasting live and showing up in their news feed. So just don't be discouraged. So here's a couple things to do before we get started in a broadcast. All right, number one, notify people in advance. Okay, it's kind of like letting people know that there's an event coming up and that they should be aware of, and something that may be of interest in them. Okay, so again, just you can use any one of these options here. You can send an email. You can make a group announcement. That you're going to be live tomorrow. I'm going to be live from my open house I'm doing tomorrow. Check out this beautiful home. Ask questions, whatever, from 1 to 4. Blah blah blah. I'll be starting the broadcast at 1 p.m. Okay, you can, getting back to what you were asking about your Facebook business page, you can run a Facebook ad. Okay, that again, first-time home buyers. Hey, this would be a great house for first-time home buyers. Hey, you know what? This might be a great place for, VA. People with VA benefit. Might be a great place. Let's target people who are veterans. Okay, let's send that out and let them know that we'll be doing this house, and it'd be a great house for someone in VA. Okay, so you can really kind of narrow it down. Okay, send texts to your key influencers. There's people that I can text that I can say, hey, look, I'm just doing a live video tomorrow. Just share it. Would you share it in your Facebook group? Would you text some people and just let them know I'm just trying to build engagement? And they're like, oh yeah, absolutely. I bet if you guys texted Kevin and said that, he would put it all over the place. Probably put it on the Waterfront group. Probably text people. So again, you'll get tons more engagement if you promote ahead of time. Okay. So there you go. Number 2, think of a great headline. Okay, definitely want to make this kind of a banner for you, right? We touched on this already when it comes to digital marketing, but headlines are everything. Okay, you've got to give people that compelling reason as to why should I tune in. Okay, what is this all about? Okay, and how is this going to help me? That's really the key. Okay, now you don't have to get wrapped up into creating a perfect headline. You're not going to get a Pulitzer Prize for your headline. All right. But again, we simply want a headline that will kind of give people an inside glimpse and make it relevant to your viewers as to why they should watch. Here's an example: top 5 reasons to buy in today's market. Okay, 7 tips for first-time home buyers. Okay, first quarter Naples real estate market update. Okay, again, content is all around. You just got to go, hey, I'm just going to do a video on this, okay? And believe that you can do it and have confidence to do it, okay? So we talked about promoting it in advance. That was number one. Number two was writing a great headline, okay? Next up is connecting to Wi-Fi, okay? You definitely want to make sure, if you're doing live video, that you're connected, if at all possible, to Wi-Fi. Now, why do you want to do that, okay? Number one, well, Wi-Fi is always going to be better, okay, and more reliable. A more reliable connection, and it's going to save on your data plan, okay? Because Facebook Live, running any sort of live video like that, is going to chew up your data. So if you can hook up to the Wi-Fi at the home, or if you do your video at the office, make sure you're hooked up to the Wi-Fi. It's going to save you a lot, okay? Number four, okay, make sure your battery is fully charged, okay? That's another big one, okay? You don't want to watch someone else's live video and then lose their feed because their battery went dead, right? I mean, that's just like, really? And you don't want to be the one that has that happen to you, where you're like, why is my phone dark? I don't get it. That can happen when you're live streaming because it drains your battery, just like it pulls a lot of data. It's going to drain your battery. Okay, so make sure you have at least a 70% charge on your phone before you run a Facebook Live video, and if it doesn't, just plug it in for a few, get it up to 70, and you should be fine. Okay?
And that'll double back to the Wi-Fi thing too, because if you're on mobile data, your phone's going to struggle more on mobile data with the battery, so that's going to use a lot more. Thereby, Wi-Fi being a more consistent connection, you'll have a better time on your battery life. So yeah, Wi-Fi definitely is a better king for the battery power.
But yeah, those two kind of go hand in glove. Okay. Number five, turn on your Do Not Disturb button. Okay. Your phone doesn't like to do Facebook Live and via phone and all sorts of other stuff all at the same time. So just turn on the Do Not Disturb, and it won't. You won't get phone calls. You won't get texts. You won't get anything like that coming through. Which inevitably that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then be sure to disengage the Do Not Disturb when you're done.
That's always a good point too. Yeah. Put a rubber band on your finger or something. Remember, because that gives me something I do. All right. Number 6, style your scene. Okay, if possible, and you're not out in public, just remember to try to keep your background clutter as free and distraction free as possible. Okay. So if I wanted to do a Facebook Live video and I was in here, I probably wouldn't want to do it with my back facing the guy that's running that machine out there, okay? Because he could be walking back and forth in the back of my shot, and I wouldn't even realize it. So again, you want to eliminate some distractions. I would probably not even do it in here because you've got the noise from that fan or whatever that thing is out there. So or that blower. So again, just try to keep your background as clutter free as possible, okay? Make sure if you're at home you don't have piles of laundry in the background, or your dishes piled up in your sink, or just try to maintain that, because we don't want your videos to look like like it's a crime scene in the background, or that you're filming a scene from Hoarders.
Unless you're being intentional with it and want to be the guy that has the cat walk across the screen every time you're live.
Right. Exactly. And some, that could be a shtick too. You absolutely could do that. Okay. And number 7, stabilize your camera. Really, really super important. You can see I've got my phone on a tripod. Kev's got his on the tripod. Use a selfie stick, whatever it may be. But if you're trying to hold your phone and you're shooting a live video, and your phone is kind of doing one of these things where it's bouncing all over, people are going to be running for the restrooms because they're going to lose their lunch. So try to make sure that your phone is as stable as possible. Okay. I'm going to give you a couple more examples of tripods later when we talk about tools of the trade. Okay. But here's 5 things that you must do. Let's talk about 5 types of content that you must do when you go live on Facebook. All right. This is kind of cool. We'll make this. This will start making sense. Okay. Number 1. How about doing a behind the scenes of a transaction? Okay. Pull the curtain back. People love when people in other industries pull the curtain back on their industry and kind of say, hey, this is what we do. This is how we do it. This is what I would do. This is how we pull transactions together. Okay. And you could like this slide says, I mean, you can go in a bazillion different directions, okay? You all have this knowledge, and you all have this opportunity. You can show them how to stage a home. You can talk about challenges and obstacles related to the business, or related to selling a home, or related to buying a home, some of the challenges, okay? Process of setting up for an open house. Here's how you stage your home for a successful open house. Again, just there's a bazillion different types of content that you can do just on this particular topic. Okay. Number 2, you can provide a sneak peek of an exclusive showing. Right? Maybe it's not even listed yet. You know, maybe it's pre-market. You know, or you know, again, you could literally just, and you wouldn't even have to show the entire house. It could literally be a teaser video of you standing in front of a door and shooting a video and saying, I cannot wait to show you this new listing I got. You're not going to believe it. It's got this, it's got that, it's got that. I'd love to show it to you right now, but you know what? I'm going to be out here on Saturday from 1 to 4. I'm going to run a Facebook Live video. You know, make sure you tune in then. You are not going to believe it. You know, you could just be standing in front of the door. All right. Use it as a teaser video. All right. Give them an idea of what's coming.
Imagine the effectiveness of using the, you know, notify everybody before you go live, saying, hey, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of said property, and then you're at said property at the front door, almost opening it, whatever, as a teaser.
Right.
And then, as you said, Larry, going, you know, to the next Sunday and saying, all right, well, here we go.
Right.
So,
exactly.
Just kind of ramping it up.
Yeah, you're kind of setting them up to tune in, and you're increasing the opportunity for engagement, you know, for your live video from the open house. So again, and you can also you know, let's say you've got photographers out taking pictures of the property. You could just do a live video walking around with that photographer taking pictures, you know, and just talking about this photographer shooting pictures, and they're going to be incredible, and you can't wait to see this, and you know, all this kind of stuff. So you could do that. You know, if anybody's doing drone shots, right? How interesting is that for people to go, hey, I just want to share with you guys how we do this on a new property. This listing I just took, we're doing some drone work. This is cool. This is my drone pilot, Bob. Hey, Bob. You know, we're gonna, you know, whatever, and you could just have some fun with it. People would find that super, super interesting. All right. Have fun with it. That's really a lot of it. Number 3, focus on your personal branding. Okay. Keep in mind that on Facebook, people are engaging with you. Yes, yeah, you're a realtor, but that's not enough to just say, always be waving your, hey, I'm a realtor flag, because I don't know if you noticed, there's a lot of realtors around here. Okay. I mean, there's a bunch of y'all. So you are more than a realtor, right? And that's what people really want to know. They want to know you, like you, and trust you. Okay? So they want to know about your passions, they want to know your causes, what you believe in, okay, why you're a realtor, maybe a little bit about your former, you know, career, you know, if you have one. Just, you know, again, just so people get to know who you are, because they want to know you. If they know you, there's an opportunity to like you. If they like you, there's an opportunity, you'll have the opportunity to gain their trust. Okay? So you want to get personal, right? Because you're building your brand online. Your brand online is a perception, the perception of you in the marketplace. Okay? So again, it has to be more than just being a realtor. Okay? So you could be at a kid's soccer game. You could be at the downtown farmers market. You know, you could be volunteering at Nabor, like from our parade on Saturday. You could have done some video from that. You know, maybe you volunteer at the local soup kitchen, you know, or you know, for the Salvation Army, whatever it is. Okay, anywhere you get to be you, be real, be authentic. That's what you want. Okay, so you could do a real quick video, live video just on that. Okay. Now we talked about showcasing an open house a little bit earlier, but it's like a no-brainer opportunity to use for Facebook Live. Okay. The earlier we talked about a preview of the upcoming open house, but this is actually going to be for the open house. Okay. You could create an event in Facebook in advance, and you could invite people. Okay. You could post videos to that. Okay. You could do a walkthrough video of the home, pointing out the key features that maybe we teased a bit about in the preview video. Again, it's kind of like giving a tour to hundreds, thousands, maybe even more, you know, people of the home online. That's pretty cool. I mean, that gets me excited, right? This is a video that I came across of a realtor doing an open house, and I want to note what I want you to notice about this is that it's not perfect. Okay, the audio's not fantastic. She's holding she's just holding the phone, so it's not stable. The light's not great, but it's real, right? It's unpolished. It's authentic, and it's happening in the moment. Okay, look down at the bottom of the screen there. Right up above the like and share button, you'll see that this video almost had almost 3,000 views from that Facebook Live open house. Okay, who would like to have 3,000 people look at an open house that you're doing? I mean, that's a no-brainer, right? So let me spin this one real quick. I don't know if we'll stick in it as long. It's taking me a minute to load this here. Come on now. No.
I like all the hashtags that she's got on there.
Right.
She's got like transferable builder warranty and HGTV. So it's developed for the HGTV effect.
Yeah. Let me see if I can spin this here real quick.
Oh, right there, sir.
So, with complete built-ins throughout, the upgraded appliances, Electrolux stainless steel appliances, energy-efficient home, crown molding, just many, many things to name. So, I just want to give you a little preview of what's going on here. We have Chili's sponsored, so if anyone is hungry in the area, we've got Chili's. And so, here are some things that you can look at: the O'Bear Insurance and Title Stream. You've seen these logos before. Lake Bruce Construction, and of course myself. So anyway, y'all, I just wanted to give you a little bit of what's going on today. If you have any questions, or you know someone that is in the market for a 3 or 4 bedroom home in Madisonville and those blue ribbon school districts, keep this house in mind. The best thing about this house, other than, you know, look around. I mean, this house is really beautiful. The blue ribbon schools, the open floor plan. This is a split floor plan, so you've got the kids' room with the Jack and Jill bathroom on one side of the house, and right off the kitchen area, the master bedroom. Right off the main entrance is the study that could be used as a 4th bedroom. And I'm going to show you my 2 favorite things about this house. In this master bedroom, you walk in the master bath, you go in this master closet, you think you're going to hit the back wall, but no. Boom. You've got a laundry room. And then, what is that? A custom mud bench? Yes, because this mud room that goes back into the kitchen has a half bath, and then this is a 2-car garage that opens up to the outside. Now, one thing that I have a lot of people tell me...
I'm going to stop this because, I mean, you guys get the gist of it. One thing I'm noticing on this video that would have helped her, if you look at that shot right there, you can see it's pretty much a vertical up and down shot. She's really not getting a lot of the area. Okay. One thing, just a video technique. Whenever you're shooting video, is always keep your phone sideways. Okay. Because it'll always give you a broader shot that fits better than a shot like this that'll actually go vertical on you. So you won't have as much. you'll have a very narrow field of view if you have it like that. You get a much nicer field of view if you go like that. Okay, so just something. But again, you can kind of see how she did the tour. You know, was excited about it, was inviting people, was talking about you know, the different aspects of the home. And again, 3,000 views, 3,000 people thought it was good enough to check in, and it was by no means perfect. Okay, so again, it's something that you guys can very, very easily do. All right, number 5, feature a neighborhood. Okay, you know, I mean that's a pretty easy thing, right? I mean, you probably have neighborhoods that you farm, or neighborhoods that you would like to farm, and or neighborhoods that you have a potential listing in or want to get listings in. Okay, you can do a little neighborhood feature. Walk about the neighborhood, talk about what's going on, talk about the features, the schools, the parks, what shopping it's nearby, all that sort of stuff. Very, very, very simple stuff. Okay, does this make sense? This makes sense. I mean, not super hugely difficult concept. You know, as far as content, it's not like you have to sit down and write a 300-page essay on something. I mean, it's just, like I said, just start a conversation. Okay. So, what to do during a broadcast? Okay, now that we've developed some good ideas about what we can talk about, let's talk about what we can do to make our broadcasts as good as possible. Okay. So, introduce yourself. Right. Don't always assume that people know you and know who you are. Okay, when someone shares your Facebook live stream, okay, it creates an opportunity for you to build your real estate business. So again, presume that people are going to share your stream. You want those people who they're sharing it with to know who you are and a little bit about you. So don't be afraid to introduce yourself, and introduce yourself multiple times. Okay, and again, like I said before, this is just something to remember. Don't worry about getting a ton of viewers. Okay. One particular viewer, I'll tell you this, there's a real estate agent in town that got started in Facebook Live doing pre-recorded videos, and then we did some classwork with him. He ended up doing a lot of doing Facebook Live videos. The most recent one that he just did, he caught me in another class I just taught, and he said I wanna thank you guys for inspiring me. He said I ended up doing this video. And he said, and he had texted me prior to that, a few days earlier than this class, and he said, not going to believe it, I got, I'm up to 2,700 views on this video, and it was like the highest one that he'd ever had. Wow. So I saw him, like I said, about a week later at this other class, and he's like, dude, he goes, I got to tell you something. He goes, I'm up to over 4,100 views on my video. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's incredible, man. He goes, no, that's not the whole story. He goes, a lady came out to the model he goes, I don't know who she was. She came out to the model, and she said, you're the guy on the video, right? And he said, yeah, I am. And she said that a friend that it just got shared and it popped up on her newsfeed, and she said, I wanted to come out, number one, and just find out if you were real. You were actually a guy that lived here, and or whether they just hired somebody. He goes, no, I'm here. I'm an agent here. I run the model, whatever. And then I think he just kind of threw out. He goes, why did you want to buy a house? And she said, yep. And so they sat down, and he started the process with her. So he was beside himself. That it just had worked so well. And I told him, I said, you know what you got to do. I said, you've got to get her to do a testimonial video with you. And answer those 3 questions that I always tell people, on a testimonial video. What do you want that testimony to say? Number 1, what was your concern about entering the process of buying a home? Okay, of just even getting started. What was your concern? What were you worried about? Number 2, how did you find out about me? And number 3, what was your experience? Okay, those are like the 3 golden questions. I said, you got to get her on camera and set her up on those 3 different questions. And just let her talk, and let her cover that, because I said that's gonna be hugely powerful for you. So again, it works, guys. But yeah, definitely introduce yourself. And have a structure, right? Think about having a structure in your video, a beginning, a middle, and end. You can see that the girl took a little bit of time at the beginning to introduce herself and talk about where she was at, okay? And then kind of her middle was, well, let's do a tour, okay? And then probably her end was kind of that shot back on her, you know, maybe either at that point responding to some of the questions that she was seeing, or just saying, hey, you know, I'm gonna be here till 5 and kind of wrapping things up. But have kind of a thought process of where you're gonna go, beginning, middle to end with your video. Okay, and that'll just help keep your content moving. You won't all of a sudden get to, okay, I introduced myself, now what? Now what do I do? Okay, and you're live, you know, and that's not a good time to think about that. All right, think about it beforehand. All right. Next thing, capture the lead. Right? At some point during the broadcast, ask people to subscribe to you or you know, to like your business page. You know, hey, if you haven't liked my business page yet, you know, just, you know, click on my my profile up there, and you can like my business page. That way, you'll get all sorts of videos that I do in the future. You'll be notified of those videos. But again, you want to capture them so that the next time you go live, you've got an opportunity to interact with them. Again, every time you're on Facebook, okay? But give them a solid reason to follow you, right? Why would they follow you? Well, you know, again, the reason to follow you is because you educate your viewers, right? You're providing them value, okay? What are you showing them, telling them, or giving them? I think that's the 3 things, right? Either you're showing them a house, you're telling them something, or maybe you're giving them a free market analysis on their home. Maybe you're giving them, you know, an ebook that talks about you know, buying a home, a millennial home buying ebook, which I happen to have. If you've taken my millennial home buyers class, you can, marketing to millennials class, you can share that ebook with them. But you know, why did they tune into your video in the first place? I guess that's the big question. Okay, so go live anywhere you can. You can go live when you're at an open house shopping for light bulbs at Home Depot on the way to an open house. You can tell people that, hey, this is just what I do. You can go live while you're putting out signs as a little teaser for your open house video that you're going to do. You know, take 10 minutes out to show your prospects and clients that you're working for them. That's really the key, right? It just takes 10 minutes to let them know that, hey, I'm out here, I'm working, this is what I do. You know, if you engage me as either a buyer's agent or a listing agent, you know, you can expect that I'm going to do this sort of thing for you. Okay? So now we've educated our buyers, or excuse me, our viewers. Now we need to engage them. Like I said earlier, it's a conversation. You're pushing the start button and you're having a conversation. Ask them questions. You know, again, when those viewers come in, and like I said, maybe Mike jumps in and says, hey, great job, Kevin. You know, Kevin could come back around the horn and go, hey, Mike, you know, what did you think about the garage? You know, was that someplace that, I know you have a lot of toys. Is that someplace you could put your toys? You know, what do you think about that garage? You know, you could ask someone else, you know, hey, Mary, I know you love swimming pools. Did you see that swimming pool? What did you think about that? Wasn't that gorgeous? And again, create that engagement with those people. You can ask them questions as well. Okay? Hey, Barb, if you were going to buy a house right now, help me out. What would be the #1 thing that you would look for in a real estate agent? Okay? What's important to you? Right? Boom, it gives you an opportunity to acknowledge that and to tell your viewership, 3,000 maybe viewers, of why you're a great real estate agent, you know, related to Barb's question and concern that probably everybody else has. Okay? And you can do it live, right away in conversations with hundreds of people all at the same time. Okay? So, I know the slide says stay on the session for 15 to 30 minutes, but that can really seem like a long time when you're first getting started. But realistically, that's a really good time frame. So work up to that, okay? Start out maybe with a 5-minute video, okay? And then as you get more comfortable with 5-minute videos, go to 10, because you'll get a little bit more comfortable maybe coming back around the horn. Once you've hit one topic, you can come back around and maybe hit it again later on. You know, maybe you can do another tour. You know, again, you won't feel like, oh, I got to get this done in and be done, okay? You can do 15 minutes, you know, 20 minutes, etc. Really, I mean, 90 minutes is the max you can go, right? You know, you don't want to keep anything in there longer than that. But yeah, 15 to 30 minutes should be your target. Okay, the longer you're on, the more your live video shows up in people's news feeds. Okay, so that's why it's important to stay on for a little while. Okay, because you want that to get rebroadcast. You want it to get shared. You want it to pop up in more people's news feed as their friends engage with you. Right. So you have to stay on for a little bit for that to happen. Okay. So, we always want to end with a call for action, okay? Every Facebook Live video should end with some sort of call for action, okay? If you're offering them like something of value, maybe again like a free, maybe a CMA or a home valuation, an ebook, whatever it might be, direct them to your website landing page, okay? Or direct them to a single property website. Okay, we make single property websites for listings that have a landing page into it, and you guys probably have access to that as well. At least definitely through us, you do, and probably through Waterfront here and their robust technology. Okay, that can be a call. That can be a call to action. Just get them to your landing page. Say, hey, you know what? If you'd like a copy of this book, here's a link to my. You can go to whatever. Here's a link to my web page. Just give me your information. I'll make sure I email it to you. Okay. So again, very, very, very simple to do, but try to get that engagement, get that call to action, get their information so you can then start a further conversation with them, right? So we talked about what to do during our broadcast. Okay, so what's next? What do we do after our broadcast? That's almost as important, okay? Number one, after you've recorded the video, okay, you can post it as usual, right? If you want to download it to your camera roll, all you got to do is just tap the downward arrow icon. You can see that. Well, actually, you're going to see that here in a second. You're going to see that. You can tap on the downward arrow icon. The reason why you want to do that is so that you can repurpose it to other social media sites, right? You can reuse that video. It's going to save it to your camera roll. You can put it on. You can take that and now put it on YouTube, or you could put it on Instagram or what have you. Okay. If you don't like the video, just delete it. All right. Simply tap on delete in the bottom and confirm it. Okay. But if you want to post it, that will enable others to view your video once you stop broadcasting, which is hugely powerful, right? Not only have you got the engagement, got the exposure while you were live, but if you post it, more people will have the opportunity to jump in. So tap the download button to save the video to your camera roll, so you have a copy of the original for safekeeping after you post it. So definitely want to do that so you have that video in the future. Okay, there you can see the downward arrow there. You can see that just at the bottom right of the picture, and that would be the one where you would save it to your camera roll. Okay, pretty simple stuff. Okay, so we talked about repurposing. Why do you want to download your video? So you can upload it to other places, YouTube, anything else, all right? Vimeo, your blog, if you've got a website and you want to put it on there, definitely you want to put it on YouTube. I'd create a YouTube channel and put every video on YouTube because, again, it just gives people another place to hook up with you, okay? If it's on YouTube or if it's in a place like that, people can literally watch those videos weeks, months, and years later. So again, does it make sense to snag that video and repurpose it? Yeah, I think it does. Get multiple accounts working for you all at the same time. Okay, you don't have to stop at YouTube. You can use the URL of your Facebook Live replay. That little link there, and you can share your replay across all sorts of social media sites. Okay, and you'll expand your reach. You can see all these are up here. The little camera, that's Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Dropbox, Facebook. I don't know what that T is. Christy, what's that T? Tumblr. Okay, yep. Google Plus, LinkedIn. If anybody have LinkedIn sites, definitely you want to do that. LinkedIn, Pinterest is the P. There's a bazillion different places. As long as you have that link, it'll load it on there. Okay. And again, it'll just further your exposure, further your reach, and that's really what you want to do. Now you're getting outside of the Facebook world, you're getting into other worlds as well. Okay. Another cool thing about the replay, this is really neat, is even after the broadcast ends, someone can engage with you, right? They might be like, oh, I missed it. Hey, I wanted to ask you, how much is, or what was the price, or how many square feet, or whatever. So you can actually, you'll get notified that they commented on your video, all right? Could be a week later, and it'll say, hey, they commented on your video. You click on Facebook just like you would any other picture or post that you do, and it'll take you to where their comment is, and you can respond to it, right? I mean, how cool is that? That's way cool. You can go back and answer those unanswered questions. Okay, and again, just do it again. Do it over and over and over, right? Have a plan that creates consistency. Like I said, go out to the neighborhoods, do the videos. People, if you're doing videos, people will come to expect the content from you, and they'll start sharing it, right? Because again, you're offering value, something that's valuable for them. They want to offer value to their friends as well. Okay, you might want to pick a certain day or a time where people can tune in, ask questions, get answered. You may just do that as a video, right? You may say, look, every Monday at 6:30 at night, I'm going to do a live Facebook video where I'm just going to answer your questions about real estate. Okay, I might have something topically I can share with you, but really it's all about your questions. So we'll stay on Facebook Live as long as I'm getting questions. I'll answer your questions, right? I mean, it could literally almost be your own talk show, on Facebook, where people are interacting with you. So again, very, very simple. Just create that expectation. Okay, maybe when you're filling out paperwork, waiting for a client to arrive at a home, just grab your phone and go on Facebook Live and show people how hard you work. I mean, that's definitely gonna build your influence. Okay, let's briefly talk about boosting your Facebook live stream. We talked about the boosting a little bit earlier. All right, if you want to get more exposure, you can consider boosting by choosing specific parameters. Okay, so hang on a second. Let me go back. Okay, so before you boost a post, you need to have a purpose in mind, right? Again, you want to know where it's going, you want to know who you're trying to reach, you want to know what the objective of your Facebook Live video is going to be, okay? You may want to boost a post because you're giving away a special offer. Again, maybe your specialty is, I used it before, maybe your specialty is working with veterans, okay? You have a passion and heart for veterans, okay? Well, maybe there's, again, something that you're offering veterans. Maybe there's hey, I'll give you $1,000 off of my costs or something, or I'll do this or I'll do that, or I've got a free book for veterans, or I work with I've worked with the VA, and they do this and they do that, and I'm very used to blah blah blah. Let's get together and talk. So there may be something special that you do, okay? But what you want to do is you want to always boost posts from the ad manager and not your page. Because again, if you go from ads manager, you'll get a little bit more ability to be specific on, hey, I want to talk to veterans, I want to talk to this age group, I want to talk to this zip code, I want to you can really get into specific situations, gender, age, location, demographic, all that kind of stuff. All right, and again, we can talk more about boosting in later classes. That's a whole new thing. So, tools of the trade, right? We talked about one earlier, a tripod or a selfie stick. There's a bazillion of them out there. Kevin's got a great one sitting up there. This one I got on Amazon, the one that I have displayed here. Got that on Amazon for $20 or less. And it's fine, I just throw it in a bag and throw it in the back of my car, and I've always got it with me. It's got a little snappy thing here for your phone on it. I can kind of move it around, and I can change the angles and do all sorts of stuff. But again, just very inexpensive. Okay, but you definitely want some sort of tripod. You saw in that video how when the girl was holding onto her camera, it was a little bit rough. Okay, but you definitely want to have some sort of a tripod or a selfie stick. Okay, this is a particular brand of lavalier microphone. I've got mine here in my bag. This is just kind of my camera bag that I carry around. But I mean, it's just a little small microphone that just hooks to your collar, right, or your shirt. Because here's the deal, microphones on phones are horrible. Okay, cameras are fantastic, microphones are horrible. So you want some sort of a microphone, and you can either do a plug-in one like this that plugs into your phone, or for a few more dollars you can get a wireless. Okay, and the wireless will give you the ability to be a back away, from the camera a little bit more, and maybe even walk in and around where the camera is shooting. So again, it just gives you some options, but it will certainly help with the sound. Okay. this is something that's kind of cool. These are a wide-angle fisheye and macro lenses. They come in a set, so you can turn your phone. You know, you could get some pretty amazing shots on your cell phone. So I think that's really cool. You know, just by clipping those onto your phone, which is pretty neat. I can't imagine that they're super expensive either. This is pretty cool. It kind of makes my little selfie light look a little small. But what this does is it just brings a little bit of light. They call them Diva lights or light in a Botox in a bulb. Let me see if I can get power here. Yeah. So you see it just lights up a little bit, right? And you can set different, if you need just a little light, you know, maybe a little more light, maybe a little more light. But you just clip it. You just clip it right on your phone, you know, kind of like that. And then it'll just brighten your face up just a little bit. Sometimes you just kind of need that. In this room, we're getting a lot of light, so this really wouldn't do me a lot of good. But maybe in someone's home, just having one of these little lights would just make all the difference in the world as far as getting a good quality video, right? And again, it's super cheap. This whole thing that I bought, all this stuff, I think I spent $60 on Amazon. And there's a bazillion different ideas, you know, bazillion different types and kinds, and you could find something that worked for you and you know, not spend a lot of money. So hopefully, did you guys get any big ideas today from our class? Did you have any kind of aha moments? Anything? Anybody willing to share that?
So we talked about one of the posts on there. I don't think we talked too much about it, was transcribing the video into blog posts. Any recommendations on where you can have that done?
I don't really have any recommendations on where that can be done. Okay. But I know that there are places online that you can go and you know, they'll actually, yeah, you know, you probably like a $5 or something. I mean, someone would probably transcribe it for $5.
Is there anything you know of, Christy? Any recommendations on transcribing videos?
For
blog posts, social media?
Not any, like, just because I could download them right from the computer, or if I had to use my phone, you could just, there's all the apps that let you do that, like all the apps that are like directly towards those mediums, like my blog, you could just upload it directly onto there, so you don't have to, but YouTube is really the best way to do that.
Okay. Cool. Awesome. So big ideas. Are you guys up to speed on Facebook Live? Yeah, let's show of hands. We kind of get Facebook Live, okay? And are we willing to try Facebook Live? Yeah. Anybody willing to try it? Yeah. Okay. Good. Awesome. Well, cool. You know, again, if you guys have any you know, if you want to get a little bit, you know, maybe you got some questions. Maybe you're like, hey, I'm not really sure, and you know, can we walk through some of this or whatever? Absolutely, I'm here to help. Love to grab a cup of coffee and talk about your ideas. If you're like, you know, I'm just not really sure, I need help getting started, I'm happy to do that. So just let me know, you know, if you would. I've got some feedback forms that I'm going to give you here real quick. Yeah, Kev, did you have something? Or?
No.
Okay, I got some feedback forms I'm going to give you here real quick, just to let me, you know, let me know how we're doing and how valuable this class was to you. So make sure you do that before you get on out of here. But the whole point of why we do this and why I do this is to help you grow your business, right? I mean, as you'll notice, I mean, I don't know if Kevin did. I don't even know if you introduced where I'm from at the top of the broadcast.
I said moving mortgage.
Did you? Okay. I mean, yeah, I'm a mortgage guy. I mean, we do mortgages here in Naples, and we do a lot of them. But you know, you'll notice that this hasn't been about movement mortgage, and we don't want it to be about movement mortgage. We want it to be about what kind of value we can bring you to help you grow your businesses. And this is just, I think, just a hugely important area. I think it's as groundbreaking as any other technological advancement that people, you know, the faster that you can get into it and start utilizing it, even though it may not be familiar to a lot of you at this point, I think it's going to be super helpful. It's just something that is the next iteration. Okay, but here's an important thing. You know, just remember, you don't have to get it 100% right. You just have to get it going. You know, just start with those 5-minute videos and work your way up. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's class. Thank you so much for coming. And if you got any questions, let me know.
We do have a couple more minutes if you want to talk.
We do have a couple more minutes.
Yeah. If you want to talk about movement mortgage real quick.
Oh well, yeah, I can. I know a little bit about movement. I can talk about that. Just real quick, yeah, we're a faith-based lender, so you know, that kind of goes through, you know, everything that we do. It kind of permeates everything we do. We exist to love and value our people that we work with by being a movement of change. Right? That's kind of what we want to do. We want to be a movement of change in the mortgage industry. We want to do something different. One of the things that we did that is different is we created this thing called the 671 process. Okay, and what the 671 process is basically once we get a buyer's and once you turn a buyer over to us and have us start working with them. Once we get their information, we always ask for initial documents up front, you know, pay stubs, W-2s, things like that. We want to get that stuff as quick as possible, because then what we do with it right away is we send that into an underwriter. Okay, and the underwriter has 6 business hours to review that file, credit and income, and kind of take the pre-qualification that I would do one step further to a pre-approval. Okay, so again, now you've got a buyer whose credit and income has been reviewed by an underwriter, and we're issuing a pre-approval for that buyer for a particular hypothetical purchase price and whatnot at that point, because you may not have a property on that person yet. But what that does is then that allows us, once we get the contract, number one, lets you go out and shop with confidence. Lets the buyer go out and know exactly what they're qualified for, and lets you kind of show them specifically what you know that they're approved for. But number two, once we get a contract, because we've got most of the documents up front, literally all we have to do is title work, you know, ordering title and getting that done and getting the appraisal done, and just finalizing any conditions that the underwriter has put in their pre-approval. So our goal in the 7 of the 671 is literally we have a 7-day window. Our processor has a 7-day window to gather those conditions and get that submitted back into an underwriter. The underwriter has, this is the one, the underwriter has 24 hours to review that file once it is resubmitted and issue a final determination, you know, in what we would hope would be a clear to close. So if you kind of do the math there, from the time we get that initial phone call from you to the time we could potentially be clear to close is basically about 8 business days. Okay, 80% of our files we get done between 8 and 10 business days in this market. Okay, we're ready to close. Doesn't mean you have to close. You can still put it out a 30-day close. You can do a 45-day close. We don't care. But we're gonna get this thing ready as quickly as possible. Okay, and it's a different way of doing things. It's unique to us. It's how our structure, how we built our business. It's very difficult for somebody who's been doing it the old-fashioned way to change just because it's a process. And we built our process from the ground up using this. So again, just a super fast process. But it's designed to honor you, our realtor partners. It's designed to honor our buyers. It's designed to honor the seller, that we're getting a quick pre-approval and conditional approval and clear to close on their property. So again, it just we try to do it to make, you know, just to honor people and love people through our service. So.
Do you have a car?
I absolutely have some cars.
Business car.
Yeah, they actually gave them to me. I've only been here. No, I'm kidding.
He's only been here a couple of times.
Yeah. So.
One thing I want to let you guys know. I see it's this way. One thing I want to let you guys know is that part of our lead generation program, Larry is one of our partners. So if you have direct access for any Waterfront agents through our CRM platform, we actually have Larry as one of our partners. He is directly available in there. So if you would like to work with Movement Mortgage and apply your information there, Larry is directly available. So especially for anybody who wants to work with the lead generation program, they're a huge benefit to us. So we definitely would love to answer any more questions you may have on that, or also Movement Mortgage's participation there. Okay.
So, cool.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a bunch.